everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of BeamNG.drive on the Finnegan channel. Today we are resorting to a different type of scenario than last video. Last video we did the Gavril suspension testing. Today we are yet again using another Gavril made vehicle manufactured by Gavril Automotive. This sort of American knockoff Ford company that this game's developers very developed in a, how can I say this, in a very genius way. So we are racing a Corvette, a Moonhawk, and a 200BX. All of them are in, these configurations are not available in the standard game, as in normal free roam mode. They are only available for this scenario. Well, you can obviously make them yourself, but I don't believe that these liveries are available for the normal free play mode for this game. So I think this race consists of 5 laps. We'll try to get first place. I don't think that this car will behave itself in a good enough way for me to pass up that, for example, that 200BX that has ridiculous aero on it, as well as that Corvette. It has that tailgate mounted spoiler. The Moonhawk, it should be an easy opponent, unless it has lots of power. So I don't think it will go around the corners that easily. We'll see. We'll see how this Barstow does. It has a roll cage, so it should be pretty balanced. Let's do this. Alright. Try to brake boost, not wheel spin a lot. Shift it up to early. Let's brake a lot, let's brake a lot more. Let's try not to get pit maneuvered. Let's try to pit maneuver the 200BX when I get the chance. So how this video is going to work, I will give myself a bunch of attempts at this scenario, until I get to either a respectable finishing position or a respectable time. Or if I finish with a respectable time. So, the problem with this car is the engine tends to overheat, so I will not just go full throttle in second gear everywhere. I'll try to take it easy, because we have enough power to sort of compete with that Corvette. It's really light, with its 4-cylinder engine, compared to my big old American V8, but we will try our best here. I will not use the handbrake or anything to like drift around these corners, because this car is not good for drifting. It does not have enough power to straighten itself back out. Alright, now let's try to accelerate as much as I can, go in a straight line, not respect my defined course here to follow these lines. Let's try to cut the corners as much as possible. Let's accelerate out of this corner and try to catch up to that Corvette once again. Let's use our brakes here, engine braking too. I am driving without my clutch assistant. Our last vehicle on my most recent video, apart from this one, was obviously a manual. You could tell by the drive or the D icon on my gear indicator there. Alright, so we are gaining some lead here. I am cutting my previous time short that I passed through these checkpoints. Let's try to be even faster. Let's punch it. Let's overheat the brakes. Understeer, lots of understeer, even at 36 miles an hour. That is impressive. Let's use our handbrake here. Yeah, as you can see, this thing does not slide. So that's our lap time ruined. As it stands, I spun out. I'm pretty sure that this run might be over, but we'll see. I had no idea that this thing had enough power to spin out like that, especially with those massive rear tires. Let's try to overtake this 200BX here with our overcooked brakes. Alright. That's a 10-second delay. Come on, we are almost on our last lap and the engine is about to overheat. Let's brake, let's brake, let's brake, let's brake. Crap. This is my problem with driving with clutch, is that I suck at driving with clutch. So stuff like that ends up happening. Let's at least not try to, you know, finish last. That was a sort of clean skid. Alright, come on. Yeah, this is over for us. I messed up at the end. We are doing so well. Yeah, just look at this. I was about to crash into this sort of pit lane here. Yeah, that was embarrassing. That was completely unacceptable. Let's try that again. I'll drive in first person. Okay, well, this thing doesn't have a first person view. Just hit my microphone. Okay, excellent. Let's use our hood camera here then. Alright, brake. Let's try to manage our resources here. Driving this car is pretty much like driving a steam engine. You have to manage your water and vacuum pressures for the brakes. But this thing's even worse because it's moving a lot faster. In a way more excited pace than a locomotive, obviously. But the understeer is impressive. The understeer is just out of this world. Like, this Corvette that's in front of us, he doesn't understeer quite as badly as I do. His tires are really thin. Alright, doing good. Second lap. At least our brakes aren't dead yet. Let's use engine braking. We're going slower. But yeah, I prefer this hood camera, this hood view here, because it lets me, you know, control my wheel spin a little bit better so I don't spin out and crash. Okay, we are cutting... We are clawing back some of our lost time. Alright. First gear, engine brake. But yeah, that Corvette, the only way I've managed to beat that Corvette was by crashing and just trying to take it out. Simply, like that. And that's not clean at all, so I was not going to let that, you know, be my set record for this scenario. Taking someone out in such a dumb, rude way. Even though these are AI and nobody's going to get offended if you crash into them, I mean, sportsmanship. You need to have some profitable sportsmanship. Oh, that was exactly as fast as we were before. I'll try to accelerate a little bit harder now. Let's try to make up for our lost pace here. This will not be pretty. Okay, we still have another lap to go. Let's try to catch up to that Corvette, come on. There go the brakes. One thing that car has, and that is quite better than this thing, is the brakes, because that's just atrocious. And this engine's carbureted. I'm pretty sure his is fuel injected. It just shows that these sort of more modern Japanese hatchbacks are the way to go. So yeah, that's that lap done. 3 minutes. I mean, we still get the first place emblem thing. But let's try something apart from this scenario, because this video was kind of short. I thought I would spend a lot more time trying to, you know, get a respectable classification on this. But since we got the best grade, the best mark, although this isn't a school, a test in a school. I'm looking through these, and I wonder, this sort of passed my testing course. Oh my gosh, it was a violent crash. This is to basically demonstrate how this game simulates the rear wheel steering, but I personally think that that is pretty boring. So how about we try something a little bit more extreme? For example, this hillside race on a toge road. Mountainside toge road. Although we are not going to be drifting, like in Initial D, we are going to be using these kinds of roads to race. And I'll be racing a Sunburst, I think. Yep, I am in fact going to be racing a Sunburst. So, this Corvette, it's obviously quite grippy, it's very, very grippy. I love this thing. But so is that Sunburst. It's got ridiculous aero. Both cars are quite evenly matched. But one thing that this car has, that I'm pretty sure that this Sunburst is not, the turbo lag might not be so evident for that Sunburst, so you might get a good launch. So let's do this. Let's try to build some boost. Itsy bitsy bit of wheel spin there. Let's try not to oversteer, because this thing oversteers a lot. The back end is really, really light. That's the main problem with this car. The back end is so light. Let's crash into our opponent here. One thing about this scenario is it actually gives you a penalty for crashing both your car and your opponent's car. I mean, that wasn't very nice of him, now was it? So let's take our revenge here. Let's get some vengeance, because that was totally unacceptable. And it's funny how I was talking about following the rules, etc., when this man literally just wrecked me off the track there. I'm probably going to get disqualified, but that felt good. Now let's try to make our way with our ruined alignment here towards the finish line. Because I'm pretty sure the Sunburst has been wounded. This engine sounds so good. The pops and bangs, I love it. You can hear a little bit of turbo whine in the hood view camera, but I'm not going to use that here. I like to see where my car is. One thing that these Corvettes would be good if these Corvettes had all-wheel drive. Because front-wheel drive, it's not very competitive. It's very light, don't get me wrong. But wheel spin is an issue. Especially in a car like this, with a lot of turbo lag. It's a tiny, tiny engine, and it's a pretty big turbo. I'm pretty sure that this thing has a pretty big turbo on it. Oh, the Sunburst is actually catching up. Impressive. Full disclaimer, just because someone, imagine that you own a car in real life and someone had an accident with you. It was an accident, it wasn't practically intentional. They crashed. Don't do it like me and go ahead and hate on that person because they crash your car. So with that bit of life advice out of the way, I think we'll call it a video here, because honestly, apart from this one, all the other scenarios are quite different from this one. They are a bit more relaxed, they are a bit more slow-paced, including those delivery scenarios. So let's hop into free roam here for a second. Just short shift it to neutral here. And let's see, where's my hood view camera? There it is. Okay, let me refresh the car here real quick. There we go. Also, my tachometer is pretty small. I like to drive like that and have my engine parts diagram there too. All right. Let's try to hear the turbo. I'm going to engage second gear here. I'll let you listen to it. I'm going to turn off my microphone. I'm pretty sure you've enjoyed that. So, let's position ourselves here for a nice sort of photo. Actually, I'm going to make my thumbnail very quickly after I do my little briefing before ending the video. Let's see if I can switch to the sunburst. Nope, I can't. It's being driven by AI. Okay, so that should be that, and I hope you guys at least got somewhat satisfied with this video, especially after hearing that very subtle turbo whine. I like it a lot. I like these sort of racing, tuned up, souped up race spec hill climb or track racing configurations for these road cars that this game has. They're very nice. And if you like them too, and if you like my videos, and if you enjoy this type of content, feel free to leave a like and some feedback on the video. And if you're interested in taking a look at some of the other good stuff I have on my channel, you can feel free to subscribe if you find it that interesting to the point where you want to be informed of when a new video comes out. So that's all from me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.